I'm ready to start, guys.
See. Well, the things that I already mentioned, Sense is out. That's fantastic. Game of Tensors is on the horizon within the next week or so. So, Valletta, do you want to kick us off with some updates on that?
Sure. Yes, my congratulations to Cybe team with the release of Sense. It's really amazing. More than almost 2 weeks in production, and yes, so this huge move forward. Me and I worked. I continued my work on next upcoming upgrade, and now we are in process of internal testing in internal testnet. So I already released branch with upgrade. Soon I will take release candidate on GitHub, and not only upgrade itself, but I'm also preparing integrations. So Cyber Index need to be upgraded also, and our soft3.js library need to be upgraded and integrated into Cyber. So with this upgrade, we will upgrade our whole infrastructure relating to and blockchain itself, and API nodes, index, and also application, because there are a lot of changes. And so plan to make this upgrade in this month, end of this month, or first days of April. So I'm also would like to discuss with community in our Telegram chat what they of the week to choose what is better one, because for a long time there was no any upgrades. So I would like to ping community validators and ask them what the most better day to propose upgrade. And
one moment. I want a little bit of clarification, if possible. You used the term soft 3, and I read about that briefly, but I wonder if you could share what it means to you, soft 3.
Soft 3, this is a new paradigm in programming, so which we are invented before any others started to talk about this. Now few guys already started to define and talk about soft 3. But when I mentioned soft 3.js library, it's mean our library, for client library for our blockchain, with which Cybe.ai use and other applications use to build with our blockchain. So this is client library which define connections to blockchain, all messages, all queries, and all tooling to work with graph, like in terms of transactions, messages. So this is entry point to make transactions and make cyber links and related structures.
Is there a difference between soft 3 and web 3? Like, it sounds like tying the back end blockchain into the front end of what's happening, or just being able, like the graph itself, plugging those into each other.
Yes, the idea is so everyone know who is with Ethereum for years that there is a Web3.js library, which was like first and most popular library to interact with Ethereum blockchain, and we have soft3.js library to interact, which allows to interact with our blockchain in terms of transactions, queries, and all other stuff. And so we points about upgrade. I'm going to ask validators which day is more comfortable to them, which day of the week is most comfortable to them to make upgrade. But it's usually all nodes and all validators are prepared to upgrade before date of upgrade. So we usually make announcement about upgrade 2 weeks before, 10 days before, and all of them have time to upgrade. Just pull a new Docker file which have all related binaries and new binary with upgrade also, and just everything they need is pull new Docker container from Docker Hub and restart the node. So as a result, on the date of the upgrade, the validator node will restart using new binary, and so as all validators will upgrade their nodes and we will have enough consensus power, network will continue to operate. So as usually we prepare this process before, usually it's like really upgrade take like few minutes. It's all time just needed to all nodes to restart. So this is pretty fast. And so this is the point about communications with validators community and node operators. Also, there are also process of internal communications to prepare all needed infrastructure, as I mentioned about Cyber Index and client library upgrade to bring needed pull requests to cyber.ai. So we are now testing this process. I'm working on upgrading Cyber Index and Soft3JS library, and we will, of course, all make test all of this before upgrade itself. So this is latest news about upgrade. Also, me, Sergey, and Vyacheslav working on Cybertension preparation. Sergey bring pull requests which merge upstream code from BitTensor, Python library, and CLI, and also template repository. So we are in process of internal testing of all merged code, and we are going to.
Quick interruption. The network upgrades are happening to accommodate Cybernet, and Cybernet will be used for Game of Tensors, correct?
No, this is separate processes because chain itself needs upgrade, and this is just only first upgrade of series of upcoming upgrades that we would like to move fast. So to mention, this will be upgrade of version 3, and April I'm going to bring version 4 and with latest IBCI and SDK, almost latest, and the launch of Cybernet will happen in few stages. First stage, we are going to launch ambassador program. It's already launched, but it's managed manually by Artyom Fevtod, and this is how we engage community to make communication and learn other communities about our project. And the basic idea to use UMA consensus and incentivize communities and networks. So this rewards to communities and networks, and launch ambassador community straight on using Cybernet, subnets, and subnetworks. Previously, I made exploration about different like automotive subnets, like networks of nodes which make some calculations or computing or storage, like as this happen in BitTensor. And other part of new part of networks, this is networks of neurons, which make curation of some content inside Cybergraph and brings knowledge straight to Cybergraph. And the first step with Cybernet launch, as we continue development of bringing latest release of BitTensor, CyberTensor library and template library, we are going to launch ambassador community program using Cybernet. That means that all ambassadors will bring their contributions, like for example they make on dedicated platforms about how they learn other communities about Bostrom and Cyber and Cyb, and they can bring like proofs, Cyber links about their work with bringing engagement, and all of them can see cyber links of these proofs inside the graph, and each of them can evaluate and vote for each other and cast vote using white. So for example, I'm like ambassador, can see work of other ambassadors, and I can subjectively evaluate their work and put different whites and based on this whites, algorithm will compute rewards amount for each of them. So this is like automatization of ambassador program, where not only Artyom as curator of this program can distribute rewards, but algorithm will distribute rewards between each of participants of this program, and each participant can define rewards that all other members of this community, of this ambassador network, will receive. So this is like basic idea how we will start with CyberTensor. Then we will bring like domain knowledge curation, subnets, and then as Cybernet like global launch. In terms of global, I mean like we will prepare also subnets with automotive subnets like BitTensor style for nodes, infrastructure nodes in civilization. And yes, this is how I think about Cybernet soft launch. And also, of course, I will bring post about Cybernet and idea and our roadmap, and how it will grow a community, and how reward system will affect network growth and the communications between neurons and their learning, speed of learning.
No, that was me texting you.
Do you have
Cool.
question about this?
Oh, can I ask a question about subnet?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So the CyberTensor will be like a subnet of BitTensor?
No. In November, so we are discovered BitTensor at the beginning of last year, and during this year we had a deep look inside the network, the growth and algorithms and human consensus. This is which are really good technology and innovation. And I make implementation of human consensus algorithm using COSM contracts. So you can think like we are integrating everything that Bitensor have inside bostrom network, a smart contract.
But it had to be converted to CosmWasm, which is why it took so much time.
So they what Bitensor have? The Bitensor is a proof of authority blockchain which have consist of different pellets. You can think like modules, and they have like of course governance model and other different model at Bitensor model itself, which defines business logic, main business logic of their application. I mean like blockchain application, and which this model have it's define human consensus algorithm which allow to calculate rewards to each participant of different subnetworks inside this network, and using stake from participants from node operators and weights which they cast to each other, and using this information, this algorithm computes rewards to each participant inside every subnet. And they also have now, because they are going to make upgrade, but this is theme of a different topic. I will explain later. And they also have root subnet, which where validators of this root network define distribution allocation to different subnets. So, and all of this, which I explained, I rewrote using CosmWasm, and as a result, this is smart contract like model, smart contract model, which brings human consensus and possibility to create incentivized networks of neurons and nodes inside bostrom network, and compute rewards to each participant. So this is like rewards are coming to bostrom. So after years of our desire to make this happen, this almost happen. It will happen soon. And
Did that answer your question?
Is it the first implementation of this architecture on CosmWasm, or is there any besides bostrom?
No, this is our own implementation, and there is no any other implementations. Only Bitensor implementation and our implementation of human consensus. And because you can think that we taught a lot about rewards for community of bostrom community to all of them receive rewards for contributions for network learn. And now this is how it happened. We will have soon dedicated model which will compute rewards for networks of neurons, which, for example, can curate different knowledge domains, knowledge subgraphs inside the cybergraph, and also rewards for nodes, a network of nodes, like how it's happened at Bitensor. I'm explaining again. Which can make different computations and subjectively evaluate each other inside the subnetwork based on their computation. And as you know, Bitensor have different subnets for neural networks, learning and storage, and image processing, and series processing, a lot of. And all this will be available from day zero, all these subnets. What I mean, like we fork the client library and rewrote all part which related to blockchain communications, bring integration with Cyber SDK and Cosm Wasm to this library. So like this tooling, what they use, I mean Bitensor, like CLI node and library, our tooling, which have name CyberTensor, have all same commands and all same API, all same commands in CLI and all same API in library. As that means that transition and knowledge how to work with Bitensor, it's same how to work with CyberTensor and Cybernet itself. And also, this is related to template of subnets, which we also almost prepared, and which will allow to create subnets, different compute, and any other different kind of subnets, which will be connected to bostrom network. So, like, let me more explain it from other point of view. You can think like, now we have neurons, which make cyberlinks and learn cybergraph, and there is no rewards for them. So what CyberTensor and Cybernet, like group of so Cybernet vision is more global. I will explain this soon in a later post, but you can think like more communities and networks are coming to bostrom, like in terms of communities who can curate different knowledge domain and receive rewards. You can think about communities which make some compute or storage or any other works what they nodes computers can make and which subnets will define. And like Cybergraph will be place where we as neurons and neural networks, AI models learn together and learn from Cybergraph. And yes, I understand that I will soon start, our team will start preparation of new paper, white paper about this, because we need to bring all vision what we have and make it clear to community about big idea behind this and global vision and the roadmap with Cybernet. But this will be huge upgrade. This is incentivization layer that will incentivize not only neurons but also nodes, which can make different tasks.
And the upgrade is scheduled to be run out within the next couple weeks to a month, correct?
Next first upgrade will come like maximum in 2 weeks, and the second one will also happen like in April, end of April. I would like to move fast with upgrades now because it's time to bring new. I would like to launch Cybernet very fast, and this is like network upgrade is needed part of Cybernet launch.
Yeah, and I mean the incentivization layer is just beneficial for the community and gives everyone a reason to get involved. That's tangible, so they could get that sweet boot.
Right.
Awesome, Valletta. And I messaged you. I'd like maybe before the white paper. This is just me brainstorming. It'd be nice to I could gather your thoughts and put it into paper and simply give it to you.
Yes, thank you for your questions. I received questions from few team members, and now I understand that need to bring all information and ideas using text. So I will make effort and bring my time to prepare this ASAP.
Although you just did a great job, because that's the most I understood about it after a couple times doing this. So you explained it very well this time.
Yeah, totally agree.
This is only one third. This is only one third of global vision what I have about Cybernet. I will make translation and bring paper translation from a language of my thoughts to words that anyone can understand and explain to each other. And yes, guys, I understand everything. I will do my best.
Thank you, Cyberhead. Grazie.
So if for example, if I want to create a subnet inside the Cybertensor in the future, so I have to, like similar to BitTensor, so I have to buy the amount of tokens and stake it in order to to be able to do that. Is it correct?
Right. Yes, absolutely. And because as explained, we have CLI, which is 100% compatible with BitTensor. So if you are using if you are miner or operator, node subnet operator or validator of any subnet in BitTensor network, launch of subnet and make subnet operation will take you just few hours. So this is few hours. You just will need to make new keys, and that's it. So and you are ready to launch, because they have their own blockchain with their own cryptography, and keys we have different, and because they based on Polkadot and we are based on Cosmos and Cyber SDK. So there's different networks. But in terms of tooling, like software which defines subnets, and it's just very easy. You just need new keys, tokens, and you are ready. You are ready to start new subnet. You are ready to join any other subnet. And all subnets from BitTensor are compatible. So you can just take the code, change few imports inside the code, and launch any of existing subnet in BitTensor in bostrom network.
I think
Kind of huge.
I think this is a good point. Oh, go ahead.
Yep, sorry. The rewards in different subnets, will it be defined by the algorithm? Yeah, or also incentivized, and by who, if so?
From first version of contract, we have root network, and validators of this root network can define distribution of tokens between any subnet. And because this is like in contract, you can launch your own like CyberTensor itself by your own. So so one of will be launched by us, but this code are available and anyone can deploy their own like root network and with subnets and everything. And which ways big difference between BitTensor and us. They have all this is deep, all the business logic, the consensus is like deeply injected model inside blockchain. In our system, this is just smart contract, simply model, which acts like model, and like instances of these contracts can be launched by anyone. And also we will bring, I explained it before in community call, we will bring also different different versions of this contract. And for example, you can launch subnet incentivized network using your own token. For example, you will no need to use boot or pussy token for staking or hydrogen and make rewards using this token. You can create your own token, use this token like a stake in this CyberTensor network, your own CyberTensor network, and engage your community with your own idea, your own rewards, and etc. And Cybernet, this is like how all these things connected together. Neurons, neural networks, AIs, models, and Cybergraph, and other networks based on Cyber SDK. So it's like few layers of, because for example, CyberTensor will be launched and in Boston and in SpacePussy and in Deep Chain. It's our friends which have their own links platform, and which our team helped to launch blockchain, and now they accumulate cyber links inside their platforms. And yes, this is like few layers, layers of Cybernet. I will explain later in paper, as I mentioned.
Yes, Cyberhead, you did great. Thank you so much. I think we need to give a little bit of time to see if Master Cyb wants to say anything, or El Nevo or Sergey about Sense and some of the UI. Your mic work?
Let's try. Can you hear me?
Hey, you're in, bro. You're in.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to add a bit to great Valera talk. And like in the part of the question, like what's the difference? Like the biggest difference is that actually currently BitTensor is a proof of authority network. It works based on multi-signature, basically, and it's certainly not secure network. We have and they like as a part of this multi-sig which validate transactions. We have this Yuma consensus which just distribute mint. We have two-layered system which with decoupling from to consensus layer and let's say reward layer. And it's more secure because it's like underneath for transaction validations for network state. We use bulletproof Tendermint consensus algorithm, which is very secure thing. And on the second layer, you have just one smart contract that supersedes actually functionality of Bittensor using one simple contract. Like the difference is huge. Is actually that you can use different smart contracts in our system to interact with these, and you can deploy the same smart contracts as Valera told, etc., and without affecting security of the underlying blockchain. It's just an application. So like if you like if you think of Bittensor like a L1 thing, so bostrom is certainly L0 in these regards. So yeah. Okay. My updates. I'm focused currently. My biggest focus currently is on redesigning Cybe. Like the biggest pain of the project is that user tell us that they cannot understand what happens there, and I think it's really important because like all what you can see right now at Cybe, it was evolutionary take. We first launched the blockchain and like had this huge need to just make buttons for the all blockchain methods. And when we started the gift, etc., always like we always saw some problems and wasn't able to like have consistent approach to design and the experience. And now I'm trying to solve this from different directions. Like one of the first direction is that actually I'm almost finished formation of a dedicated team for design. Is a team which consists of Elniva, Joy, and Cicada, and me. Yeah, so we are working. We migrated. I can say for sure currently that we migrated to Sketch because we currently don't need nothing from Figma. And we are working there on a system of components. On a system of components which will allow us to iterate on design faster and iterate on design in a more consistent way. So we can imagine before any implementation, we can imagine without any limitations, like all and any interactions in the application. So this team, the focus of this team will be on creating a dedicated repository, Cybeart. This repository will contain sketch vector definitions. This repository will contain all graphics, and this repository will contain sounds or music. So this will be a kind of the imagination on on the universe what we want to build, and like the idea is to split the browser and cyber development and the art development. And like my expectation is to be able to use this team to in order to update Cyber with visual and like sound assets without need to go through all this complicated process of working with code. So this is like a purpose. And also this Cybeart repository will work as a like inspiration for different Cyber implementers. currently we have at least 2 implementers, and I wouldn't say that we are kind of converge a lot in what we do, but we have CybeTS. This is a TypeScript implementation of Cybe, which you use at cybe.ai, and we have CyberPussy, which is more focused on graphs and terminal interfaces. I hope that like art thing will help to bring better structure in both these projects, and later in the third project, which I will eventually launch, is that I told you that I want a highly efficient and portable implementation in Rust of Cybe, and I'm like my research for several years already how to do it. And yeah, so Cybe art is like one brick in this picture, and the team dedicated to design is very important in this. Second thing is that we already start actually implementation of redesign. Dima Korzhovnik help a bit to move stuff around. I don't think that I like to show you something. If like someone here is very curious, you can go to pull request. There is a build. It's not ready to show off for sure. And basically, we in parallel we are working on design and on just moving the stuff in the code to see how it works. And yeah, I have a dedicated. I made several days ago. I made a dedicated board for this project, and like the problem with this project is that actually we need to do a lot of stuff before deployment, because like we will change a lot in how user interacts with Cybe, and I don't want they suffer all the small piece we deploy. So I think it's a case where we want to deploy all the piece in one moment after thoroughly testing and improving. So yeah, by the way, we have here one new member of the Cybe team. Mr. Dasein brought us Ogi-kun. Hello, Ogi-kun.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and he already started. He already solved a really cool feature. I will show you just as use case for Cybergraph, but I think he will join to with project of redesign and help us to bring this to production faster. And in this way of redesign, we also with Dasein work a lot on the underlying features such as browser APIs. Yes, and so how would application developer? Yeah, so like one of huge like target for redesign is split into Cybe core and Cybe applications. So basically, we are defining right now these APIs, how this application will talk with the Cybe core. So we want to split. And we are discussing with Dasein how to do it. And also, as a part of this process, we're discussing how to move out of the Kepler and working on the architectural design of embedded signer, which will allow you to link and interact without fucking Kepler or with... no, Kepler, don't get me wrong, Kepler is good, and lib wallet is good, and all that Cosmo and everything is great, but window which appears and just disrupt the process of communication and interaction. It's like, I think it's the biggest bottleneck, and the idea there is that we will have kind of device-specific case, which will get some rights using AuthZ module, and these these device-specific or application-specific addresses will be attached to user avatar. And basically, if these device-specific or application-specific addresses will be compromised, case will be compromised, so like the user just can revoke without harming the history and without harming assets and values on main account. So this is will be our approach to tackle this problem. So yes, browser in browser we will generate a device-specific mnemonic that will be bind to your avatar, and that will ask permissions to send low-value transactions and make cyberlinks. And that is how we will have inside like very advanced interaction system without necessity to use this signer on very cheap. So yeah, this is also like the huge part of redesign. Also, I'm working on like as a part of working on APIs, I'm working on configuration system of Cybe. Actually, like if you want to have multi-network applications, for example, the search that will work in parallel in Bostrom and Pussy, yes, simple case, yeah. You have to have a lot of configuration underneath, such as network data, like token data, like bridge metadata, channel metadata, etc. So this is also the huge part of redesign, and we will have this config right inside with APIs. And yeah, this is like the most the biggest thing I'm focusing on right now. So like the problem is complex, but I'm trying to break it down to like small parts and solve it step by step in parallel. I hope I will show some results in several community calls. I think like this first one is like that users are not happy with like how we interact, and second is that actually we don't still have a lot of independent developers, and like I want to solve this as a one big chunk of redesigning UX and defining APIs, splitting Cybe into the core and to the apps.
Well, hopefully building the community brings the independent developers, but I think you, Cyberhead, working on incentivization, and you're working on, user experience, those two things, I think that's going to inspire a lot of like traction of moving forward. I think it's a very, very good two missions.
Yeah, hopefully. I want to share as also inspiration, as an inspirational part. I want to share the work of Ogi Kun. Him at a kind of test task to bring Cybergraph communication to governance process. And actually, I can share you my screen. Here's how it works. It was very, I hope it was very simple. We will ask Odikun how it was, but actually, soon we will have in Senate the comments section, and actually the process is very simple. Let me just connect. It's you see, it's not a production. It's
Wait, hold on. We can only see your Discord screen.
no, you cannot see my screen.
No, I see your Discord. Stop stream, reshare, and then click.
Entire screen.
Very nice.
So I go here to some proposal, went to comments, and writing fuck help who on chain governance is here. It's here. Like,
Fuck hell, baby.
Cybergraph. It's Cybergraph. Yeah, and actually this is like underneath it works using cyberlinks. And I want to demonstrate you one very cool property of what I did, or just did. Is that actually, you see that what comment appears here, but if I go to transaction and try to understand what actually happens, I do a link between some string and my comment. And the string is very simple. It's simple convention about like where, what, and what number I want to comment. And actually here, like, can be any network and any thing. It could be not proposal, it could be parameter or budget item, etc. So the system is very flexible, and once we will advance the hub functionality inside, we will immediately have this on-chain governance for whole Cosmos ecosystem, and maybe even more. So I think it's very cool. I want to ask Ogekun how much time it gets you to develop this without knowing actually underlying stuff.
Like, hello everyone. I spent about like week and a half to understand the needed blocks of code, and then about 4 or 5 days to make a new feature.
Yeah, and basically that is without actually prior background in the ecosystem and all that stuff, yeah?
Yes.
Cool, thank you.
Nice. Cool. Okay, cool.
Dima, you still sharing the screen, just in case.
Thank you. Also, I want to point out to Sergey, maybe he will, I know he deploys SpacePussy.ai. Maybe he will want to show this to community.
I think community can to come to SpacePussy AI and look at the Cybernet. Cybernet page on SpacePussy AI. Let's try to share it.
Also, SpacePussy.ai is already deployed first release of Cyber contract in SpacePussy network, and there is like small application, new like explorer for CyberTensor, which allow to discover subnets, join subnet, cast voids to different participants, and also manage stake. And there is in process of iteration process of making more useful, but it's pretty now this Cyber Tensor application have like basic functionality that allows that will soon allow ambassador first ambassador program launched, and as I explained before, and the participants of this ambassador program and network will use this application. So it's like first move forward.
Yeah, I can demonstrate a bit the application, which was built by Happy Wall. He is now at holiday, and he will stop to work on this for a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But currently we already have here on SpacePussy AI a very simplified version of Cybe by Groovy Beer by Cybernet bot. And the main application here is actually CyberTensor. You can find here a link to documentations when you can discover subnets. For example, this is the first subnet with all the parameters here, and all neurons who participated in subnets on the weights table, the same as BitTensor. It's everything works, and the coolest thing is that actually you can set weights right from the like the stuff is not fully working currently, but it's just like the showcase that it's already here, and actually after several bug fixes it will be fully functional. You can set weights here and register in subnetworks, and actually you can explore delegators, yes, and their information in the networks in which subnets they participate. Yeah, and set the weights. And the stake is not working currently because I surely have stakes on this account, but it does not display. And delegators, my delegator also don't work, but I can see it as a part of now just UX artifact, UX bugs that we fix it. Need to check what bugs are here. Yeah, but in general, this is already a web interface, basic web interface for Cybernet contracts, which are already in SpacePussy. I don't know where, Valery, when are you going to with Sergey to publish proposal? Do you have plans which we prepared for launching Game of Tensor, or you want to do it after network upgrade? Cybercat.
I think we will
Yes,
ready.
Yeah, we are discussed proposal terms, and yes, we are almost ready. But me personally, I would like to make proposal and start like work with community after upgrade, because upgrade needs my attention, deep attention, and but process of internal testing, like I explained with Ambassador program, it can be launched separately with Game of Tensor launch itself. So in terms of Game of Tensor launch, like first group of neurons users of Ambassador program will be like soft launch stage, and where we will make showcase of application, and we'll guide neurons how to use, how to contribute, and how to vote to each other. So like my plan looks like this.
Nice.
So proposal later, now upgrade, and first tests with Ambassador program participants.
Nice. And you're basically looking, so Attack just left the call because he had to run, but essentially me and Pat Attack are the first ambassadors. Pat's really killing it with creating videos and tutorials for the community at large. And yeah, so Valletta, you're looking at your first ambassadors to kind of convert and educate the community. And what we'll be using.
The base idea will be pretty simple. Master just showed you how applications looks like, and there is like subnet page, and you can you will able to join Ambassador subnet, and as you will have tokens which you can stake. to you itself or different participants of network. And there was White's table, White's metrics, which show different Whites which different participants pass to each other. And there was under this table, there was like inputs where you can just put your Whites and one button, set Whites. So like you stake and set Whites, and this is how you start with Cybertensor and ambassador program also, and how you choose these Whites, to whom to set, and what white to set to different participants based on their activity in dedicated platforms like Twitter or Discord or Telegram, with the engagement of new users, new neurons, and they can bring proofs of their activity and evaluate each other based on this activity and distribute reward to each other. So the idea is very simple. You make links and you make votes. Who brings more contribution?
Yep, makes a lot of sense. So I know we're going a little long here. So is there anything else that in the team people want to discuss? Sense is out. Maybe closing thoughts on sense, or
Actually, I wanted to suggest one way we can have the feedback from community. Yeah, maybe we can choose some particle and just comment on it, like with the bugs the community can find and the suggestions and etc.
okay.
Idea like that.
I'm gonna make a note on that because that's something you can organize. Yeah, so maybe I could put together something and address the community at large and send them the particle.
Can I have, Michael, can I have a couple of words more?
Sure.
Yeah, I like actually Stepan idea, but like we delivered sense, yeah, and actually we are not stopping to working on the sense. We have this project on GitHub called Sense, so it's kind of dedicated product in our ecosystem, and we are actually working on this. Still working on this and have a lot of features like prioritized, etc. But like whole point of sense is that actually our purpose currently as community is like call to community, but we have some semantic roots, yeah, such as cyber, superintelligence, bostrom, cyb, yeah, which are kind of can showcase that this product is actually work for community itself. I think the success of this thing will be defined by the discussion, the quality and the amount of discussion on these topics. I can repeat, it is cyb, it is cyber, it is sense, and it is superintelligence. Not so much actually. 4 keywords, maybe DAI, decentralized AI. 5 keywords which must be bootstrapped like as active discussion channels for the community itself about the community building. So we can actually enjoy like that we build this thing not for something really important. And my call to community is to bootstrap these channels with like anything you wish actually, but we have to start moving discussion from GT Discord and the Telegram, which doesn't give you rights over your accounts, to the technology we love and use. So let's make the small fire to make it fire more using these keywords.
Nice. And so those keywords again were cyb, sense, superintelligence, and decentralized AI.
Yes, cyber, superintelligence, bostrom, sense, and decentralized AI. These are like the core stuff we actually want. I think like the root semantic core. We have to bootstrap around.
Yeah, it teaches people how to use the product while educating the people on the product itself and the vision.
It could be anything. Like imagine if you have like huge thread on a forum, yeah?
Yeah, and it just all feeds into each other. It's like
and when it starts to become big, like community can start to decompose to the smaller threads and go and so on.
Va bene.
Mike, would you please demonstrate the stats for the previous 2 weeks?
Of course, Maxim. I was wondering where you were. You were sneaking on Dimas. Okay.
Yes, I'm here behind, but I don't have internet on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we see the screen?
I'm not yet. It's starting. Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Bam, we have 133 neurons that were active in the past 2 weeks, which is pretty consistent with what we had last week, from what I understand. And we have the top links and the neurons that gave the most links in the last 2 weeks. And that was, we have a new character at number 1, McMerritt. He usually comes in at number 3, but he went up to number 1. Who is McMerritt?
1500.
Well, he's here. And then we have Cicada at number 2, which is fairly consistent. And then well, then we have the passport proof image address, new people coming in and whatnot. But Cyber Academy coming in really at number 3, not the passports. And we have the karma stats, which are going to be deprecated pretty soon. And there's kind of some fluctuation there, it seems. But actually, the same as last week. There's this number 1 and number 2. You only have 1 and 2 links, and they come in with the most karma. So karma's broken. It'll be revamped pretty soon. So yes, those are the statistics. Any questions from the community? Okay.
What is the approximate date of ambassador program start?
That's a good question. I think that would line up with the launch of Cybernet Novaletta, which would be maybe towards April?
I think we will start ambassador program very soon, in few weeks. Just need some applications polishing, which we already showed you, and we will prepare like small brief article about how to join, how to use this for existing ambassador program participants, and also how to join this program and use new software. So like as soon as possible. Few weeks, I think we will start.
So
Can I add a bit? Like where Cybernet application was developed by Happy Lowell, and he will come from his holiday in 3 weeks. I don't sure that I'm not sure that someone except him would actually fix all the bugs. So like I think more realistic expectation is something around 1 month. But like yeah, the time frame is something like that.
Is there any information about cost of creating a subnet? Because right now I'm seeing the UI, so to register to subnet is 100 million Pussy tokens. Is there any number of creating subnet price? Like how much tokens should I have in order to create it?
Well, I'm thinking this is something that needs to be created, some documentation, maybe some general guidelines on how to do it. And I think likely I'll be working with Valletta on this, but I'll let Valletta speak. Maybe he has a better idea.
Now, process of subnet creation is possible using only Cybertensor Python CLI, and as I remember, they're like 1 giga. It's continue. It's changing based on. So there's few prices: registration itself to different subnets, which is dynamically adjusted based on amount of registration in given amount of time, and also subnet creation. As I remember, it's like 1 giga Pussy. 1 billion to create.
I mean, is it like permissionless right now, or it's permissioned?
Permissionless.
Oh, so it just needs to be created within this CLI.
Yes, but please think like this. Currently deployed contracts, like this is like playground. So you can use Pussy tokens to play with. So and but I will decide later, will I continuously make migration and updating of this contract, and but because contracts that instance of contract which are currently deployed, we are using like playground for us. So all subnets which you see right now in Cybertensor application, it's all created by our team during our internal learning how to use this software, which happened like months more ago. And so yes, you think like this, like playground where you can fully permissionless create your own subnet, make registration of you and your friends. Inside them there's like also rewards which are continuously distributed. We put some Pussy tokens inside the contract, and the rewards are 4,200,000 Pussies per block, and validators of root network based on their stake inside the contract, the Pussy stake, can adjust distribution of these rewards between different subnets. But now it's like playground, open playground. Now already all team, Cyber Congress team participated in testing and the learning of new software. So you can join now if you will not understand or have any questions or some ideas how to make it better. We are welcome. You can write and we will improve based on your feedback.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see how it works, like more in detail. That's why I asked. Thank you for clarification.
Beautiful.
And yes, there is like screen sharing. who is continuing to. And last question, which I would like to bring and discuss. So, like, upgrade will happen soon, and it is the first one, the second one, and we have a major question about volt ampere minting rates halving. So, and this is very old question, but going to raise this question to make proposal to community to disable halving because we didn't reach our planet values and supply of tokens, and because we didn't reach, as said, computed and estimated amount of tokens, and to bring a possibility to reach this goal later in time, or maybe we will make migration to the new resource system. It's this question is under discussion, but as halving going to happen soon, my proposal to disable this, I mean, like, I will delay related business logic part of code which related to dividing of minted supply based on the hydrogen investment operation amount, and we will have time to bring more powerful system, more future proof, and but this need time. As halving will happen soon, we need to, as I see, disable them first, and after that develop new implementation, new upgrade to resource system itself, to investment, to resource model and investment operation itself.
Valera, thank you for bringing this discussion. I think we have alternative solution to this problem. I endorse that actually we didn't because amperes are abstract and must not be affected by this logic, but volts define our ability to learn, and less volts we have, less ability actually the chain is able to learn. So I thought about this also, and my proposal is to not touch the emission schedule itself, because all the minting mechanism must be redesigned from the ground up. Why we must not touch? Because a lot of community members, I think the scale is around something. I don't think it's thousands, but it may be hundreds of people who invest in ampere and volts in expectation that will be halving, and ampere and volts price raised in hydrogen 60% organically. I think just on this expectation. So this decision will be not a good decision in terms of people who invested in energy. But the alternative solution is that actually, like, your proposal stems from the idea that one Cyberlink must be 1 volt for eternity. Like, the reality is that it's extremely hard to bind this. I would suggest in the new system, new energy system, to remove this binding and find out how to compute price of one cyberlink in volt given some heuristical input. I have some ideas. I don't think it's time to discuss them yet, but like a my general idea is to leave current meeting schedule alone, and then we will design a new system. The supply will be untouched, the supply itself, but capability of learning will be binded to internal price of the link for volt. That is my proposal.
I will think about your arguments and we will discuss this because now I planned to bring two proposals with upgrade itself and about halving also. Maybe it will be a good idea to test new governance system discussion. And my opinion that we didn't reached our estimations about supply of volts ampere resources, and it will take a long time to develop new resource system. And systems that we use right now, it's pretty good, and we will can continue use these systems. The only mistake was about estimations, and we need to receive this reality as feedback and make adjustments to economy, resources system economy, to reach scaling based on current design.
Valer, I'm strongly against making proposal for upgrade, mixing these technical upgrade and economical upgrade. I think that if will be, it must be two different proposals.
I said it will be two different proposals.
Yes, and if you decide to make this proposal, also I wouldn't advise to peers are very abstract resource. It doesn't bind it to any abilities, just a share in just a share. And I
It's
think
not
if like
we have
I'm pretty
computer
sure
based
amperes must not be affected by this, because the only binding we have real binding is volts, which limit ability to put amount of links. Amperes doesn't actually affect any resource at all in reality.
But it affects how neurons affect rank and Cybergraph itself.
Well, current supply is quite enough for even for like theoretical, even for theoretical ability of bostrom to process links. 10 million amperes with subdivision is about 10 billion amperes. Come on, 10 billion tokens. It's just enough for like several, maybe 50 million people to rank and share weight. So amperes are not actually connected to your argument, but volts are. And yeah, just Valer, just my thoughts and opinion. But that's a really good idea to check when you governance system, command system to use on a really hot topic, Valer. It's very good. It's very good.
Yes, I know. Any question, community?
Final one. How many? Is there a limitation of how many subnets can be created, like in a game of tensors or in the future implementations?
Yes, they will be like in one instance of contract. It will be amount of maximum subnets that can be created and managed under one contract. But capacity, it all about like chain amount of gas itself. So, for example, we have estimated calculations with different amount of operators and validators. And now chain, like, for example, if every block one of subnets will have calculation of consensus and reward distribution, it all, like, let's say like hundreds we will start with this capacity of subnets in mind. And when I mean hundreds, I mean like subnets with hundreds of operators and 64,188 validators. I will make exploration about all these mechanics and properties and all other stuff in article and paper later about game of tensors and Cybernet.
And I am willing to help you with that if you need it, Valletta. But real quick, what was the minor difference of opinion there between Master Cyb and Cyberhead? Valletta has two proposals coming out, one with an economic incentivization model, and then the other one more technically based, the technical upgrades that are coming. Separated, you guys are aligned on that. But then Master Cyb, you mentioned something about pricing the cyberlinks in volts, and that having to do with the incentivization structure. I didn't get why that came up.
There was first proposal mentioned about upgrade itself, chain upgrade, and also there is second proposal that I would like to prepare and propose that can be included after upgrade or not included, depends of the depending of the consensus. And this is about how adjustment of proper adjustments of settings of our resource system. So now we have to receive 1 volt, you need to put in hydrogen fusion reactor 1 billion hydrogen for 1 month, and you will receive 1 volt. And the same, and if you will put 1 billion hydrogen for 1 month, you will receive 10 amperes. So for same amount of hydrogen, you can invest mint 1 volt or 10 ampere. And but on Genesis launch, we put a logic how to about halving of resources minted for 1 giga hydrogen for 1 month. So like when mining halving will happen, it amount will be divided by 2.
Yeah.
And we have already 1 halving we moved already halving during some of our upgrades 2 years ago, and because the same reason we didn't reach capacity, and back to this time we didn't launch Cybergift, and this was also reason why we make prolongation of this event. And my idea is same, like 2 years ago, we didn't reach needed amount of supply, needed amount of neurons activated with the gifts, and we just don't have. So we don't have 10 millions of cyberlinks, and now I think not a good idea to make halving of main resource tokens.
So, understood. And I guess to Master Saab's point, when the proposal's up, it's a good place to have a discussion about it further, so the community can understand and also just, you know, so you could chill. You could convince people why it should be done. So cool. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? We kind of discussed a lot today. That was Cybernet, Sense, upgrades, proposals, economic differentiations, everything. New team member, Ogi-kun, welcome. Glad to have you here. So yeah, I think we're good to roll. Is it only the team left? And D-Searcher, of course. It's been nice having you come every day, every time, and get some questions going. I appreciate it. I think the whole team appreciates it.
Thank you, guys. So it was really informative.
So yeah, let's end. Good talk, team. Ciao.
See you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day, good week. See you. See you next committee call.
Yeah, guys.